Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What I'm about to tell you is straight out of the NFL rumor mill, but it's gaining serious traction, the kind of buzz that has every Steelers fan sitting up and paying attention. Word is circulating that the Cleveland Browns might be open to trading one of the league's most dominant defensive stars, Myles Garrett, and the Steelers are reportedly in the mix. Yes, you heard that right. Garrett, a name that's synonymous with pass-rushing excellence, could be heading to Pittsburgh. Now I know what you're thinking. It sounds too good to be true, but the sources are credible, and the NFL landscape is always shifting. The rumors suggest that the Browns are looking to rebuild, especially with a 3-10 record and allowing an average of 2 points per game. Their offense isn't clicking as they'd like, and they're making some tough decisions, including freeing up cap space, around $25 million, by moving some veterans and focusing on youth development. This potential trade isn't just about acquiring a star. It's about transforming the Steelers' defense into an absolute beast. Myles Garrett in 2025 has been nothing short of spectacular. Last season, he registered 20 sacks, with a total of 136 quarterback pressures, and maintained a PFF pass rush grade of 93.6, one of the highest in the league. His career totals have already surpassed 100 sacks, making him one of the premier edge rushers in the NFL. His win rate of 38.5% and pressures of over 83 in 2024 showcase a relentless pass rusher who can disrupt any offensive line he faces. The best part? He's been healthy, avoiding injuries that have hampered other stars. Week 12 of this season saw him earn a 92.8 grade, reaffirming his status as a top-tier edge. If he joins the Steelers, he'd be entering a defense that already features T.J. Watt, creating a duo that could be unstoppable. Imagine Garrett and Watt rushing the quarterback together. Offenses would be terrified. So why would the Browns even entertain trading Garrett? Well, their current situation is not ideal. They've got a 3-10 record, and their defense, which is supposed to be a strength, is allowing over 23 points per game. That's not winning football. The team is prioritizing a rebuild on offense, specifically investing in young offensive linemen and trying to develop a more explosive attack. The trade would free up significant cap space, about $12 million in December 2025, and give them additional draft picks, including a first-round pick in 2026 and a second-rounder in 2027. It's a bold move, but teams like Cleveland are always looking for ways to reset, especially when the season's gone south. Now, for the Steelers, this isn't just about adding a star. It's about elevating the entire defense to another level. Garrett's presence alongside Watt could create a duo that opponents would dread. Projected stats suggest they'd combine for around 25 sacks this season, which would significantly boost the Steelers' pass rush. But it's more than just sacks. Garrett's ability to pressure the quarterback, with pressures exceeding 190, can force mistakes, create turnovers, and reduce opponents' yardage drastically. In fact, with Garrett in the fold, the Steelers could see their defensive yards allowed per game drop by over 100 yards and their turnover differential improve by at least 10 turnovers. That's the kind of impact that can turn a team into a legitimate Super Bowl contender. And speaking of the big picture, the NFL odds are starting to shift in favor of Pittsburgh if they land Garrett. Betting lines show that the Steelers' Super Bowl odds could improve from plus 1,500 to around plus 450 with the addition of a player of Garrett's caliber. He's often seen as a clutch player who rises to the occasion, especially in critical moments. His pressure rate in the playoffs last season was 25%, which is elite. If he joins the Steelers, they could be looking at a projected 13-4 finish, dominating the AFC and making a real push for the Lombardi. The AFC is wide open, and with Garrett on board, the Steelers' chances of making noise in January skyrocket. This move would cement the Steelers' legacy as a franchise willing to make bold, smart moves to chase greatness. Garrett's presence would not only bolster their defense, but also send a message to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh is serious about returning to the top of the NFL mountain. The Steelers have always been about building a tough, resilient team, and adding a player like Garrett fits perfectly into that identity. His Hall of Fame potential is undeniable, and if they manage to acquire him, it could be the start of a new era of Steelers dominance. Now, I know some fans might be cautious about giving up future assets or whether this trade is realistic, but the NFL is all about bold moves. It's about seizing the moment, especially when the opportunity to land a generational talent like Garrett might come knocking. The Steelers have the draft capital and the cap space to make it happen, and with their history of making shrewd moves, this could be just what they need to leapfrog their rivals in the AFC. In conclusion, this is an exciting time for Steelers fans. The possibility of seeing Garrett in black and gold is something that could redefine their defense and propel the team deep into the postseason. It's a move that could leave a lasting legacy, with Garrett as a cornerstone of Pittsburgh's future. The division rivals better watch out because with Garrett and Watt leading the charge, the Steelers' defense could become the league's most feared unit. It's a story that's unfolding right before our eyes. And as always, Pittsburgh fans love a good underdog story turned champion. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if this trade happens, it could reshape the entire AFC landscape. The Steelers would have a front seven that's almost unblockable, and that's a recipe for playoff success. Think about the impact this would have on their draft strategy, free agency moves, and overall team building. With Garrett and Watt leading the way, Pittsburgh's defense would be back to being one of the most dominant units in the league, reminiscent of the Steel Curtain days, but with a modern twist. The franchise has always been about resilience, grit, and making the tough moves necessary to stay competitive. This move could be the cornerstone for that next chapter. Plus, Garrett's leadership and veteran presence would be invaluable for the locker room. He's a player who demands excellence and elevates everyone around him. That kind of culture change can't be understated. And for Steelers fans, the idea of finally having a true pass-rushing duo that can consistently pressure the quarterback and change games is nothing short of thrilling. It's the kind of move that makes you dream about deep playoff runs and Super Bowl victories. Of course, nothing is official yet, and we all know how tight-lipped NFL teams tend to be when it comes to trades, especially involving stars like Garrett. But the fact that the rumors are circulating means the Steelers are definitely kicking the tires, exploring options, and considering how they can best position themselves for a championship push. And if they pull the trigger, expect the AFC North to shake up in a big way. The Browns might be losing a franchise player, but the Steelers could be gaining a game changer. So, Steelers Nation, keep your eyes peeled. This story isn't over yet, but if it comes to fruition, it could be one of the most significant moves in recent franchise history. Imagine Garrett lining up across from Watt on 3rd and long, both of them hunting for that quarterback, creating chaos and turning the tide of games. That's the kind of defense that wins championships. And honestly, with Garrett's track record and his potential fit in Pittsburgh, it's hard not to get excited about what's possible. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Remember, this is a team built on passion, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Let's keep that flame burning bright, and who knows, maybe soon we'll be talking about Garrett in black and gold, leading us back to the Super Bowl. Stay loyal, stay loud, and as always, let's go Steelers.